Shmai bawah, croeso I Dosbarth Cymraeg. Today we are talking about orientation and the LGBTQ+ community. Now, gender identity is already covered in a separate video, which is also public like this one, so you don't have to be a Patreon to view it. And for those of you who haven't seen that video yet, I'm just going to reiterate the same disclaimer that I put in the other one. Cymraeg is a gendered language and terminology is not coming into Cymraeg as quickly as it comes into English. So there are some terms that we still don't have equivalent words for. Language takes time to evolve. It's not like we can just say, yes, this is the word and there you go. Words come up organically, and then if a lot of people use them and a lot of people like them, then they become actual words, like selfie. If nobody was using selfie when somebody created it, we wouldn't have the word selfie. So I will do my best to keep you up to date as the language evolves and as new terminology pops up. But with this video, you're gonna see a couple of words that either don't exist or are Wenglish and not actually strictly Cymraeg. But I'll let you know which ones those are and which ones we have actual words for. So to start off, I'm just going to tell you that lgbtqia+ is not the term that we use in Cymraeg, mainly because the words for all of those letters are still relatively new in Cymraeg. So instead we use the equivalent of LGBT as LHDT, and that's about as far as it gets. I'm not going to be covering trans identity and those kinds of terminology because I've already covered those in a separate video. Today we're just talking about romantic and sexual attraction. There will also be a bunch of resources down below to further your own learning, and so you can also keep up to date as the language evolves. So let's get on to the actual video. So like I said, in Gymraeg it is LHDT, and so let's break that down a little bit more. So lesbian is lesbiaidd, lesbiaidd. Gay is hoyw, hoyw, hoyw. Bisexual is derwyol, derwyol. And as mentioned in the other video on gender identity, transgender is traws or trawsrhyweddol. Quick pause before we move on to the other letters of the alphabet mafia. Orientation is cyngeiriad, cyngeiriad. Sexual orientation is cyngeiriad, cyngeiriad. And romantic orientation is cyngeiriad romantis, aromantis. Okay, so back to the other letters. Queer, which is how I identify, is queer, Q-E-R, queer. Pansexual is panrhywiol, panrhywiol. Asexual is anrhywiol, anrhywiol. Aromantic is aromantig, aromantig. And questioning is questionnaire, ques-ti-en-ni. Wasn't really sure how to break that one down. Homosexual is cyfunrywiol, cyfunrywiol. And I know they're not part of the community, but straight is syth. And heterosexual is either heterorhywiol or anghyfunryw, anghyfunryw. Now, we don't have actual terms for unlabeled and abrosexual, but I thought I would give you translations of them anyway to the best of my ability. So for unlabeled you could use heb label, and for abrosexual rhywiol agored. It's not the actual words, they're not the official words, but official words don't exist, so I just thought I'd throw those out there. And that's pretty much as far as it goes in the LHDT community for the moment. But I also want to give you some other words that you might find useful. Ally is cyngeiriad, cyn-gre-ri-ad. Coming out is dod allan, dod-a-llan. Outing is outio, outio. The weather's being homophobic. Speaking of, homophobia is homophobia, lesbophobia is lesbophobia, and biphobia is dephobia. Alphabet mafia is mafia'r wyddor, mafia'r wyddor, and here's a Wenglish word, fruity. Nah, they're fruity. And that's that. I hope that you found this video helpful. I know that it can be frustrating if your sexual orientation is not in this video, and if you don't have a word that you identify with in Gymraeg, but yeah, the language kind of sucks when it comes to the alphabet mafia, but it's getting there. It is getting there. New words are popping up every now and again. You know, the language isn't stagnant, it is constantly evolving, and eventually there will be words. It's just we need more speakers and we need more people to create and use these words and have them in common everyday use. So basically, it's all on you now. It is all on you to go out there and use these words and make sure that they stay in the dictionary, and make sure that we are able to develop new words for existing sexual orientations that already have terminology in English and perhaps other languages as well. But I hope that this video was helpful, and I hope the Cymraeg speaking community don't hate me too much for inventing 2 new words. But you know, I just thought I'd try, because for a long time I was unlabelled and I didn't really know how to say that in Gymraeg. I feel like heblabel would have been something that 15-year-old me really needed, but yeah, it's not the official term. I tried. Anyway, diolch yn fawr am wylio pawb, wela i chi cyn bo hir, hwyl fawr.